A rusted swing creaks in the wind at an abandoned elementary school in Flint, Michigan. Keanu Reeves walks through the overgrown grass, his boots kicking up dust from the cracked pavement. A faded sign reads, "Closed due to health concerns." He stops at a memorial, teddy bears, and photos of children taped to the chain-link fence. One photo stands out. A little girl with bright eyes labeled Lily Chen, age 8. A local activist, Javier Mendez, 40s, hardened but exhausted, approaches. "They told us the water was safe. Then the pills were vitamins. Now, kids are dying and nobody cares." Keanu picks up a discarded prescription bottle, Vita Bright, the logo of Everwell Pharma. He crushes it in his palm. "Show me." In Javier's basement, the walls were covered in medical reports and obituaries. A map of Flint is dotted with red pins, each one a sick child. Keanu studies a leaked email on Javier's laptop. "Side effects acceptable for projected profits. Signed CEO Daniel Kessler." A late-night meeting in a deserted parking garage. Dr. Naomi Park, 50s, former Everwell researcher, hands Keanu a USB drive, her hands shaking. "They fired me when I questioned the trials. 2 weeks later, my lab burned down. The files show Vita Bright was never tested on children, just falsified reports." Keanu's voice is dangerously calm. "Why kids?" Naomi exhales. "Because their bodies absorb it faster. More repeat customers." A car screeches nearby. Black SUVs, no plates. Naomi shoves Keanu toward a storm drain. "Go! They'll kill you!" He hesitates. "What about you?" She smiles sadly. "I'm already dead." The headlights flood them, then gunfire. Keanu dives into the drain as Naomi falls. Under the city, Keanu opens the USB. A video plays. Kessler laughing at a board meeting. "Parents will buy anything for their kids' health." The last file, a list. Every child given Vita Bright. Lily Chen's name is highlighted. The Everwell Pharma headquarters looms over downtown Detroit, its mirrored windows reflecting the city like a smug, untouchable fortress. Keanu Reeves slips through a service entrance disguised as a janitor, his ID badge clipped from an unconscious security guard. The elevator descends to sublevel B3, restricted access. The air smells sterile, like bleach trying to mask something worse. His earpiece crackles. Javier's voice tense. "Cameras looped for 90 seconds. Move fast." The lab is colder than it should be. Rows of refrigerated vials gleam under blue UV lights, labeled Vita Bright X, a formula not listed in any public filings. Keanu's gloved fingers hover over a locked drawer. A keycard swipe from Naomi's stolen lanyard pops it open. Inside, child-sized inhalers, brightly colored like candy. His stomach knots. These weren't just pills, they were pushing higher doses directly into little lungs. A door hisses open down the hall. Keanu ducks behind a centrifuge as two lab techs argue. "Kessler wants the Brazil shipment ready yesterday. They're calling it a vitamin initiative now." The other laughs. "Yeah, Initiative to bankrupt parents for placebo juice. Their footsteps fade. Keanu snaps photos of the inhalers, the vials, the shipping manifest to Rio. Then freezes. A smaller door, barely noticeable, bears a hand-scrawled sign. Trial ward. No unauthorized entry. The handle is smudged with tiny fingerprints. The ward is a nightmare, dressed up as a daycare. Cheerful murals of cartoon animals peel from walls lined with hospital cribs. Most are empty, except for 3. A boy, maybe 6, sleeps fitfully, an IV dripping Vita Bright into his arm. A girl clutches a stuffed bear, her hair patchy, eyes dull. Keanu recognizes her instantly from the memorial. Lily Chen. Alive. But her chart, clipped to the crib, makes his vision blur. Subject 12, neurological degeneration, Phase 3 trials approved. Lily stirs, blinking up at him. "Are you the new doctor?" Her voice is raspy. Keanu crouches, keeping his face gentle. "No, I'm a friend." She frowns. "Friends aren't allowed in here." Behind him, a monitor beeps, a door code being entered. Keanu tucks Lily's chart into his jacket. "I'll come back. Promise." He slips into a supply closet as a nurse enters, humming. Through the vents, he hears her coo. "Time for your vitamins, sweetheart." Lily's whimper follows. "They make my head hurt." Javier's voice explodes in his earpiece. "Keanu! They're locking down the building." Alarms blare. Keanu bolts for the emergency exit, but the stairwell doors slam shut, magnetically sealed. Security cameras pivot toward him. Then, over the PA system, a voice, smooth as poisoned honey. "Mr. Reeves, so kind of you to visit." Kessler, watching. "Let's discuss this in person." The elevator dings open. Empty. A trap. Keanu steps inside. The doors close. Floor 42. Executive Suite. The elevator doors part to reveal Daniel Kessler, mid-50s, tailored suit. The kind of smile that doesn't touch his eyes. His office is all glass and ego, the Detroit skyline sprawled behind him like a trophy. A decanter of amber liquor sits between 2 glasses. "I'm a fan," Kessler says, pouring. "Especially that motorcycle chase in Speed. Pity you're wasting time playing hero." Keanu doesn't sit, doesn't touch the drink. "Those kids are dying." Kessler sighs, as if disappointed by a naive employee. "Progress requires sacrifice. Vita Bright will save millions, once we tweak the formula." He slides a folder across the desk. Inside, a $20 million check, a non-disclosure agreement, and a photo of Javier's house, red circles around his wife and daughters. "Sign, and the trials end today. Your choice." Keanu's fingers brush the check. Then, fast as a snake's strike, he slams Kessler's head into the desk, shattering the decanter. Glass bites into the CEO's cheek. "Here's my counteroffer," Keanu growls. "You shut it down, or I show the world what's in sub-level B3. Kessler laughs through bloodied teeth. "You think I didn't prepare for this?" His monitor flickers to life, showing Lily's crib, now empty. "Meet me at the gala tonight, alone, or Subject 12 gets an accelerated trial." The Hope for Health Gala is a grotesque masquerade. Billionaires sip champagne under banners praising Vitabright's life-saving potential. Keanu, in a tux, scans the crowd. Then he sees her. Senator Richard Vance, shaking hands, his grin as polished as his Rolex. But his eyes keep darting to a side door. Keanu follows. The private lounge reeks of Cuban cigars and guilt. Vance collapses into a chair, gulping pills. "You weren't supposed to be here," he snarls at Kessler. "My granddaughter's in the hospital. Same symptoms as the Flint kids." Kessler shrugs. "Bad luck, but the Brazil rollout can't wait." Vance's fist slams the table. "You promised it was safe." Keanu steps from the shadows. "It's only safe for poor kids," he says, tossing Lily's chart onto the table. Vance pales. "You knew." The senator's face crumples. "I didn't. Not about the trials." Kessler smirks. "Oh, Richard, you cashed every check." Then, gunshots. Vance jerks. Blood blooms on his chest. Kessler's bodyguard lowers his pistol. Tragic. A mental breakdown. Keanu dives for cover as more shots shatter the mirror behind him. His phone buzzes, a text from Javier. "Found Lily, Warehouse District, but she's not alone." Attached, a photo of dozens of kids in cages, IV bags dangling above them. The Brazil shipment already begun. The abandoned auto plant stank of oil and ammonia, its cavernous space lit only by emergency exit signs and the glow of IV monitors. Keanu crouched on the catwalk, counting guards, 8, armed with submachine guns. Below, rows of makeshift cages held at least 30 children, their wrists taped to IV poles. Lily sat slumped in the nearest cage, her breathing shallow. A man in a lab coat moved between them, adjusting drip rates. Javier's voice crackled in Keanu's earpiece. "SWAT's 20 minutes out." Too long. A guard kicked a cage, barking at a crying boy. "Shut up or you get double doses tonight." Keanu's fingers tightened around his pistol. Change of plan. He dropped silently behind the guard, snapped his neck, and caught the falling gun before it clattered. 2 more guards rounded the corner, their heads jerked back mid-stride, wires glinting around their throats. A figure dropped from the rafters. Dr. Anika Patel, former Everwell researcher, her scalpel bloody. "Took you long enough," she hissed. Chaos erupted. Keanu and Anika moved in tandem, silent, lethal. She jammed syringes into guards' necks. He broke bones with brutal efficiency. The children watched, wide-eyed, as their captors fell. Then, a scream. The lead scientist clutched a detonator. "Stop, or I flood their IVs with enough Vitabright to stop their hearts." The remaining guards formed a circle around him, guns trained on the cages. Keanu froze. Anika's hand found his. "Distract them," she whispered. "I can override the pumps." Kessler's private jet taxied down the runway, its engine screaming. Inside, the CEO loosened his tie, scrolling through news alerts. Senator Vance dead in apparent suicide. His phone rang. "Warehouse secure?" The voice on the line was calm. "All handled." Kessler smiled. "Good. Brazil in 6 hours." He missed the glint of Keanu's tracker wedged in his cufflink. Back at the warehouse, Keanu stood in the open, hands raised. The scientist sneered. "Drop your weapons!" Keanu let his pistol clatter to the ground, then slammed his heel down, triggering the floor's emergency sprinklers. The guards flinched as icy water drenched them. Anika lunged, jamming a stolen key card into the IV control panel. "Override initiated!" The pumps whirred, then shut down. The scientist howled, thumbing the detonator. Nothing. Keanu broke his wrist in one motion. "Those kids," he growled, "they're somebody's grandchildren." Sirens wailed in the distance. Anika worked frantically to unhook the children, while Keanu hauled the scientist up by his collar. "Where's Kessler?" The man spat blood. "Gone. You'll never—" Keanu's phone buzzed. A map appeared. Kessler's plane blinking over the Atlantic. Javier's text. "Got him, but we need a pilot." Keanu looked at Anika. She was already typing coordinates into her phone. "I know a guy in Bermuda." Lily tugged Keanu's sleeve. "You came back." He knelt, gently peeling the tape from her wrist. "Told you I would." Her tiny hand curled around his pinky. "Now can we stop the bad man?" Outside, the first SWAT teams breached the gates. Keanu scooped her up. "Yeah, kid. We're just getting started."